Okay. Hi, this is Rick. I'm here with Glenn Block from Microsoft. He's a program manager and does the MEF team. He's on the MEF team and they do MEF dealing, so that's what they do. So we're just going to chat about general.net stuff, and we're probably going to be all over the board with topics, but it might be informative, might not be. So here we go.
Where are we, though?
We are in Red Rock Canyon in Las Vegas.
Well, so here's the thing. I think a lot of people don't get this. MEF was always in the framework. It was never not in the framework. We went to Codeplex after the fact, after I had joined the team, to try to get the source out there so people could contribute. But a lot of people think it was like an open source project that actually went into the framework. It was actually the reverse. It was a project that was in the framework already when I joined the team.
Was it 3.5 service pack?
No, it was part of 4.0.
Oh.
It was part of 4.0, but 4.0's been,
but since nobody has 4.0.
Yeah, but when I joined the team, MEF had already been in development for like a year.
Now, how long had the 4.0 framework been in development?
I don't know. Exactly.
Before 3.5.1?
No, well, before 3.5 shipped, it started.
Yeah, I mean, so they had a vision early
I'll give you an example. We've started VNext now. And we start planning for VNext.
Once it launches, you start
towards the end of the launch. We start thinking about it.
We're in a backstretch here.
Yeah, we haven't shipped yet, right? But we've already been, we're in very early. It's a fun time right now because we're in very early phases for VNext, thinking about what we could do and what are the problems and pain points that customers are having that we can address.
And hopefully, Visual Studio will fix itself. Meaning, I know they're using WPF for some of the visuals, but it'd be nice to take a lot of those old dialogues and get rid of them, even though they still got some of them in there.
Well, what is interesting is in the next version, they're looking at MEF even more heavily. So there's kind of two places that use MEF primarily right now. There's a secsecond place, by the way. There's the editor and there's the project system. So the project system, and it uses metadata in a very cool way. If you think about
project format different, it used to be zip files.
No, but it's the project system. The way it finds the artifacts that are associated with a C# project, for example.
Yeah.
Those are MEF exports with metadata on them.
Nice.
Language equals something equivalent to that, not identical.
Yeah, so it's got the metadata.
And what's cool about it is where the metadata is nice is because it's open-ended. That means you could add a new language like F#, say in, or some language you wrote, or take boo. And as long as you have the right extensions there, the open dialogue thing that says create new project knows how to find everything. So that's another place where MEF is used. But there's still a whole bunch of legacy places where MEF is not used. Probably used, 5 or 10%.
I guess that's what I was asking for.
In the next version, that's growing.
To get away from the legacy stuff.
No, they're doing that. But it's a painful process, right?
Down with COM.
It's a painful, or reborn. It's a painful process, but they are working on it, and it is.
And it's hard. I mean, you got a 10-year legacy on this product.
Exactly.
It's hard to break away.
But
I like that they're doing that on Windows Phone 7, where they just started from scratch, basically. I like that.
We needed to.
Sometimes you got to say that's enough. Let's talk more about the Visual Studio integration. Now, for people that don't know, MEF is used in the code editor of Visual Studio 2010. It's not used all over, so you can't use it to make a toolbar window or such. You still have to use the COM interfaces or the managed interfaces for that. MEF is basically used in the code editor, but it gives you a lot of hooks to write some cool stuff like code generation or whatever.
Exactly, and because MEF is there, you can actually access the container anywhere. It's just that a lot of the services that the container offers you out of the box are tailored completely to the editor. But you can, for example, Team Architect, VSTS Team Architect is using MEF. And they're not using it for the editor. So because MEF is there, and that's the power of MEF, because MEF is there, they're able to just plug in their own services that relate to actually extending their toolbars and adding new capabilities to the UI. It's pretty slick what they're doing.
Yeah.
But VS's core use in .NET 4 or in VS 2010 is around this editor extensions that in the past I would have to write a lot of goop that now I can just declaratively write some code, drop it into the bin folder, and
it's
good
to go. Yeah, that's the beauty of it is doing a directory catalog. You can even have a watch folder where you can add new items to the directory catalog as the app is running. You don't have to restart the app. But it loads in the same app domain? Or?
It does.
Okay, so that's different from the system .add-ins namespace where you have to write a contract and it has to load in a separate
and those adapters.
Separate app domain. And And to write a simple plugin system, it's way overkill.
You're talking about with system.add?
Yeah, system.add, and that's where MEF really shines.
And that was something
you can use it in a big app, and you can use it in a small app, and it doesn't create a lot of overhead for you.
Yeah, you could use it at one particular place in your app and decide this is where I want to use MEF, and you can do it. You don't have to architect your entire application over.
You look at Windows 7, and granted, it's still got legacy stuff in there, but I think it's evolved so much.
I gotta say, congratulations to the Windows 7 team. You were asking me if I get in trouble for bashing. I bashed
Vista. That is the bomb.
I bashed Vista pretty badly.
Yeah, and Windows 7 is the bomb.
And I was running Vista a year before it shipped. And talk about like my wife has an iPod, and yes, we do have Microsoft. Spouses do have other than Microsoft technology. And
I almost cracked him for his crackberry.
And she was running iTunes.
Yeah.
And when we ran like the early betas of Vista, it didn't work. And that's all my wife. I mean, like she uses her computer for
Apple
browsing.
Didn't go out of its way to make it compatible because who cares?
Exactly, but it was also pre, right? It hadn't shipped yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, but she is now running Win 7 and very happy. And I got to applaud that team and applaud
congrats to the Windows
Steven
7
Sinofsky as well,
because
he did an awesome job.
We're still waiting for WinFS.
Yeah, well, Entity Framework is
part of that. Is it really? It probably is. I wouldn't doubt it.
No, it's a joke. No, there's a blog post out there that said that Entity Framework was that a lot of bits from WinFS, because WinFS had a whole object oriented.
A lot of bits went into SQL Server.
They did. Well, a lot of bits. Entity Framework basically lives in SQL Server.
Really?
Oh yeah, Entity Framework as a product lives in SQL Server.
Yeah, but Entity Framework can be used with other databases.
Yes, it
Oracle,
can be.
And it's not like Link to SQL where you're stuck with SQL Server.
Yes, you can be.
Yeah, but I assume they do the provider model, and that's how they do it with the Entity Framework.
Yeah, they have some kind of decoupling for supporting different databases.
Yeah. But Windows
Vista. But kudos again to the Windows 7 team.
Yeah, exactly. I love the way Vista looked, even compared to 7. But 7 beats it hands down. It's lighter. It's lighter weight, runs faster.
It's also more usable. Like one of the things that used to really annoy me, so I connect to a lot of networks because I move around with my computer.
The wireless thing, yeah.
Like you used to have to click, right click again, click. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you really sure? Are you really sure? Do you want to ask your mom if she's sure?
Go ask your dad.
Permission?
Go ask your mom.
Exactly.
Come back and average those out.
Now it's like click the button. You see the list of networks. That's the one I want. Click connect, and I don't have to right click at all. I mean, it was ingenious.
Check for cars both ways.
It was just like click. And you can tell your mom, like,
and you want to connect, to get to network adapter properties is like that now.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it's so much better.
But and the other thing I like too is
the search and the start button.
The search and the start button and the enhancements they made to the taskbar, like the jump lists.
Yes.
That ability to just like go on the icon and get the list of I can pause something right from the taskbar.
But that means obviously the app has to be written to utilize that.
But the other key feature I love is the fact that in Win 7, if you right-click on, say, Word, you see all the documents that were open with Word. You don't have to just go to that gigantic.
Recently used.
You don't have to go to that gigantic dynamic, that gigantic recent documents and see everything.
And it does that on the start menu as well.
Plus, it gives you tasks as well when you do that. When you right-click, you not only see the list.
What's funny about that? Visual Studio does that. We're in the taskbar, but in the start menu, but it only does files and not projects. It's really strange. It doesn't do solutions at least on my machine.
Really?
Yeah, it's goofy.
Maybe it does do projects.
But I love that. I used to be a Windows key R to do run all the time, but now that I can just hit start and type in whatever I want to run.
Oh, the search.
Yeah.
And the search is much better in Win 7. In Vista, it was kind of slow. The search indexing.
Let's just say the Windows search service is way better.
I used to hate it. Like I would go in Task Manager and I'd see that thing spike up.
Yeah, because it used to take up all the CPU. Now it seems to behave better.
They've done a good. I think Win 7 is a great example of having what you can accomplish when you're very focused. It was like it was almost like having pain was good for Win 7 because it forced here is the absolute pains we must solve. If we don't solve them, we don't care about any other UI enhancements.
This is exactly what they went through when they had Windows ME and they went to XP. Same thing.
And XP was awesome.
XP was awesome because they learned from.
But if you go by history, the next version of Windows should be better. Historically, our best OSs are in 3s.
Yes.
Right? There was 95, 98. I mean, there was if you consider 95, it was 95, 2000, XP.
95 didn't get good till they released USB support for it as a R2 or whatever. But yeah, Windows 7, you rock. Love you.